Hey, it's Skay here, and today we play some more Doki Doki Literature Club Plus. However, now, from this point onwards, is nothing but 100% pure new content. Nothing we're going to see from this point onwards is from the earlier version of the game. If you want any of that sort of thing and blind reactions to that, go look at the playlists for those, which are somewhere on your screen right now, or in the description, or in the comments, one of those places. And boy oh boy, do we have a lot of content to react to, so here we go. Soccer tryouts. Okay, everyone. Literature Club is starting. Let's all have a seat and take attendance, okay? I missed debate club. Who knew it would be so difficult to start a new club? I feel worse with every day that passes without anyone coming in. I'm really starting to lose confidence. Monika is the only member of the Literature Club. In the days that have passed, all of our efforts to recruit new members have been fruitless. Am I going about this all wrong? Monika glances at one of her flyers. The headline is, "Do you like literature?" Maybe nobody is into literature enough to pick it up over the other club interests. I can't just rely on people liking literature. I need to sell them on a vision. A vision? But what kind of vision? Monika rests her head on the desk, sleeping forward, but before she realizes it, the recent nights of staying up too late start to catch up to her. It's so quiet and the noise of the air conditioner is soothing. Hello? This freaking music, though, this is all a bunch of new stuff. Suddenly a voice causes Monika to snap awake. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, I never do this. Hey, is this the napping club? No, this is... Monika pauses, suddenly embarrassed to admit that this is in fact the Literature Club. This is the Literature Club! Yay, I thought I got it wrong for a sec. I'm super sorry, it was like so unprofessional for me to do that. Don't apologize, I do that all the time. Oh? Did I miss the club meeting? Where is everybody? Well, about that. This is everybody. Really? Just you? Well, we're getting more members. I'm working really hard on it. Hold on a sec. If it's just you, that means I get to be vice president. Wait, vice president? What are your qualifications? Well, I'm better at napping than you. Maybe I should be president. Now you're just making fun of me. Oh, I'm sorry. What was your name? Sayori. Okay, Sayori. I've been trying really hard in this club. I know you caught me at a weird time, but it's really disheartening to not be taken seriously, you know? I care so much about this. I just want to find other people who do too. Oh no, I'm so sorry. I do care, I promise. I have a hard time being serious, that's all. I didn't mean for it to hurt you. And I was joking about the vice president thing too. I would make a terrible vice president. I mean, I'm sure that Monika tries to say something reassuring, but it's difficult when she doesn't know much about Sayori. I'm sorry that this isn't a real club yet. Would you still be interested in joining after I find a few more members at least? Well, no. I want to join now. Really? Yeah, it sounds like a lot of fun. Besides, I can tell how hard you've been working. You're doing something amazing, you should be proud of it, you know? So let me help you turn something stressful into something fun. If nothing else, I'm good at that, so... Honestly, how could I possibly say no to that? That's really sweet of you, Sayori. Oh, I'm Monika, by the way. Monika! That's such a cool name. Oh, now you're just trying to cheer me up. But you're smiling. Well, I didn't say it didn't work. Monika glances at the flyer on her desk and realizes that her name is already written on it. So what do we do first? Well, it's getting pretty late, isn't it? We can go home and try and come up with some new ideas to recruit club members. I can do that. Cool. And I think I need to put some more thought into my vision for the club. You know, like a mission. My mission is to make everyone happy. Yeah, something like that. I need to think about it. Hey, do you like hugs? I guess so? Sayori suddenly pulls Monika into a friendly hug and lets go. Some people can just really use a hug sometimes. Besides, Sayori whispers loudly, hug energy is what keeps me at my best. Hug energy? Monika laughs. Although Sayori is very different from her, Monika feels her spirits lifted. Maybe it's just because she finally found another club member. But I'm looking forward to tomorrow then. It'll be fun. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm gonna think really hard tonight about how to get more people. Yeah, me too. Hug energy. A day passes and the time comes for the Literature Club, Monika and Sayori to reconvene. As president, Monika ensures that she's the first to arrive at the club room, where she finds herself waiting longer than expected for Sayori. It's been 10 minutes already? Maybe Sayori changed her mind about joining. No, that can't be. She was so excited yesterday. But I'm getting kind of worried. Suddenly Sayori comes bounding through the door. In her hand, she's holding a sheet of paper. Sorry, I'm late. I'm here. It's okay, welcome back. And Sayori spins over to Monika and deposits a sheet into Monika's desk. Oh, what's this? Oh, new poems! Take my hand, take me forward, take me to your dreamland, caution me to watch my step, so I can't look back at my footprints. Climb the stairs ahead of me while I look up to you. The more I look forward, the more I look up, the more I can lend to you. If you can trust me to follow your pace, I'll trust you to set it. If you can trust me to lend your smile, I trust you to return it. Take my hand, take me forward, take me to your dreamland. Hey, this is really good. You wrote this, Sayori? Of course. Wait, no, that's the wrong side of the paper. Huh? I wasn't ready to share that yet. I'm so embarrassed. Monika flips over the paper. Written on the other side is a list of ideas for recruiting new club members. Oh, so this is what you meant to show me. But I'm curious now. Do you write poetry often? I do, but I'm sure I'm not anywhere near as good as you are. Ah, really? I'm actually terrible at writing poetry. I've never written anything I was happy with. Like, I always read it again a week after I write it, and I'm like, wow, this is so stupid. I don't know. It's like the dramatic version of me doesn't agree with the person I want myself to be, or something like that. You should have more confidence in yourself. You're the Literature Club president. I guess you're not wrong there. I need to, like, set a good example or whatever. You know, I can envision the club doing something like that. Doing what? You know, like sharing poems we write and stuff like that. Oh, yeah, I would love that. It's such a good way to learn about other people, you know? It's like we have so many emotions that we can't express to other people usually, but you can when it's in a poem, right? Yeah. I think that's helping me form a more cohesive vision for the club. So I'm glad you showed me, well, even though it was by accident. Me too. I felt embarrassed at first, but now it feels good that someone else read it. I'll try to show you more of them in the future. I'd love that. Oh geez, I'm getting distracted. You want to go over this recruitment brainstorm together? My brainstorm's so hard. It's just like a brain hurricane. My brain's a natural disaster. Sayori, that's terrible. Anyway, let's take a look at the list. Make cupcakes. I was hungry. But it's a good idea, isn't it? Let me think about this. I mean, when would we have the chance to give people cupcakes? You know, like when they come into the club. What if we said we had free cupcakes on the flyers? I'm like kind of worried that we're bringing the wrong kinds of people, you know? Wrong kinds? People would just come in for the cupcakes and leave. Oh, nobody would do that. That would be mean. But you know, I want to find people who are really into literature, even if they don't know it yet. Let's see, the next thing on the list is hunt for people reading books. I don't think I get it. Like going around the school and finding people who are reading books, you know? Like in the morning or during lunch, and we tell them to check out the literature club. Well, the problem with that is like, wouldn't most people reading books just be doing it for an assignment or something? How would we know if they're just reading it for fun? But we could ask them. But then we'd be bothering people who are trying to do schoolwork. I didn't think about that part, I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. You're coming up with a lot more things than I can. Oh, your next idea is to hand out flyers rather than just put them on the wall. I'd definitely like to start doing that. I'm useful! I never said you weren't. I just need to think. What would we tell people when handing them out? I don't want to be like, join the literature club. Let's figure out how we can better engage people. What if we told them about the club activities and stuff? What kind of activities? Yeah, I guess it's supposed to be my job to come up with that, right? A vision for the club. Okay, sorry, pretend you're a normal person for a second. Wait, I didn't mean it like that. You know, like a random passerby is getting a flyer. How would you react to the idea of a literature club? Probably like, literature is stupid. I'm joining the anime club. What the heck? I'm sorry, I was thinking of a friend of mine. Throwing shade my way. I see how it is. I see how it is. Okay, what if it was like doing group read and discuss it together? I'd probably snap through that. I'll probably nap through that. That's you, Sayori. Yeah, but that doesn't really sound much fun to most people anyway. We need to really catch their interest, you know? Ugh. This sucks. Why is this so hard? Monika, don't be sad. do you like about literature, Sayori? Me? Wait, well, kind of what I said about the poem earlier. I think it gives you the chance to express yourself. Like, express yourself in ways you can't normally do when you're just doing your normal day and talking to your friends. I mean, we all have so many thoughts and feelings that we just don't get to share, you know? It's like... intimate. Yeah. How do we get that across to people? We could be like, express your true self. Be intimate with us. Okay, that's kind of... Yeah, I'm just kidding. Oh my gosh, what is it? I forgot all about the things in my classroom. I must have gotten too excited and rushed here, silly me. Rushed? But weren't... Ah, never mind. Did you want to get your stuff then? Ah, forget it if I don't do it now. Ah, well, I'll wait for you then. Okay, I'll only be a second. Sorry, dashes out of the room, leaving Monika momentarily alone. Monika sighs and starts jotting her thoughts on a sheet of paper. Express yourself. Be who you want to be. Make new friends. Discover a new you. Discover your heart. No. Write your heart out. No. Write into your heart. Write the way into your heart. Join the literature club. Write the way into your heart. Wow, that's lame. Monika! Ah! You startled me. Sorry. But it's something important. On the way to the classroom, there was this girl reading a book. Reading a book? Let's hurry and recruit her. Wait, are you sure she's not just doing homework? I could tell she was really into it. Well, I guess we could take a look? Monika grabs one of her flyers and stands it up from her desk. And then the two depart the classroom with Sayori leading the way. This way! You don't have to run. Sayori leads Monika over to a particular classroom and then lowers her voice to a whisper. See, in here! Monika peers through the window. Sure enough, there's a girl sitting alone, intently reading a book. I feel like a creep doing this. You should go inside and talk to her. Me? You're the president, and I would probably scare her away. Okay, fine, I'll do it. Monika takes a deep breath and then timidly enters the classroom. That was fast. Oh my gosh, I'm so embarrassed. What? Wait, what happened? Well, I entered the classroom and she didn't even look up from the book. So I kind of just left the flyer on the desk and then walked out. That's kind of cute. ... But I'm sure she'll see it and want to join the club. I hope so. Shall we head back now? The two head back to the classroom, Sayori feeling rather accomplished, and Monika still feeling a bit embarrassed by the encounter. Upon returning, Monika and Sayori resume their strategy meeting. They discuss various different kinds of recruitment tactics from professional to silly. After going through Sayori's list and with Monika coming up with ideas of their own, the two end up in a better spot from where they began. Well, I would say today was pretty productive, wasn't it? Yeah, I think we're starting to make progress. I can't wait to get some new members. Hey, what's this? Sayori peers at the sheet of paper Monika was jotting on earlier. Oh, don't mind that. I was just thinking to myself. Join the literature club, write the way into your heart? That's so cute! I thought it was a little overdramatic, but Sayori pauses and thinks for a moment. You know, I don't think you've given yourself enough credit. What do you mean? Like, I don't know, I feel I can tell from talking to you today, it seems like you're always afraid of doing something wrong. Yeah, but would you call yourself a perfectionist? Yeah, I definitely am. I mean, I always have an idea in my head of how I want things to go, and it's like I can't accept anything less than that. But I think in the end, it helps me try the hard... Going too fast. But I think in the end, it helps me try my hardest at everything, so I don't think it's that bad. Like with this club, we have such an opportunity to make it exactly how you envision it. But it feels like we only have one shot at it. So I'm just really afraid of it deviating from that. The vision. What's the vision? It's... Monika pauses to think, then shakes her head to herself. She sighs. I don't know. I just want everyone to... Monika trails off. Smiling, Sayori taps her finger against the sheet of paper. Write the way into your heart. I think what you're trying to do is to make the club that you need the most out of anyone. Well, you're the one who knows yourself best, of course, but I'm here to help you. Monika returns Sayori's smile. It's sort of amazing how kind you are. We're really gonna make this the best club ever. Sayori nods and the two remain silent for a moment, lost in thought. The only sound is the steady whisper of the air conditioner, and the only movement is the afternoon sunlight trickling its way in and out of the moving clouds. Sayori breaks the moment with a big yawn. Time to go home? You tell me, you're the president. In that case, today's meeting is officially over. I look forward to tomorrow. Me too. Sayori beams and grabs her things. You can go ahead, I need a few minutes still. Oh, I can wait. That's alright, I just want some alone time. In that case... Sayori waves enthusiastically at Monika. Good luck! Monika smiles and waves in return as Sayori spins away out of the club room. All alone, she sighs to herself and takes a moment to zone out. She wasn't prepared for the self-reflection encouraged by Sayori, but she decides it was something she probably needed to write about now. The club that I need the most. I don't get it. I just want to start a club with more passion, something I could use to help lead people to happiness. Literature is the key to that, but it's the window to the real person inside of us, underneath the person who's forced to always smile and blend in, the person who's forced to be perfect. Monika suddenly notices a folder on the floor by her desk. Did Sayori leave this behind? I hope it doesn't have any homework in it. Worried, Monika opens the folder to check. Poems. It's a folder of poems. What? Become the flower. The feeling of joy is a flower plucked from the ground. The colour of the scent is so pretty in my hair. Every day I pluck some flowers as though they grew just for me. A lifetime of peace and nourishment yanked away in an instant. All for me, all for joy. I need more. I need more joy. I need more happy. Pluck, pluck, pluck every day. Pluck, 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 so pretty in my hair. Pluck, 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 you're going to die. You're going to die, and you too. Beneath my feet, a flower stands alone. It beckons to me. I twist the stem, freeing it from its clinging roots, caressing the final joyous moments between my fingers. But to what ends? I look in every direction, and the field I stand in, the prosperous field, is a barren wasteland, the fruits of my labour, the carnage of my joy, and that is why I've decided I must become the flower. Well, it's definitely a Sayori poem. I can say that with 100% confidence.
This is different from the story we're following already, though. Of course.
This is all a prequel, all of this. So, Sayori talks about flowers in the main game. Is she referencing this poem, I wonder? Me trying to apply my usual logic of poems here, even before I'm completely wrong. And then the internet's like, no, you fool! So she's going through this whole metaphor here of like, flowers make her happy, therefore I'm going to just keep having more and more flowers over and over and over. And then that will make me feel happy, sort of thing. By just collecting all the flowers and all this sort of deal. But the way she's saying, I've decided I must become the flower, is that a kind of, I suppose, metaphor for flowers make me happy. They are doing a big favor in making me happy. They're in a way they are making a form of sacrifice. So is a way I can make myself happy by, in a way, sacrificing some of myself to other people. It's a similar sort of idea to the whole kittens in the jars on the wall, happy thoughts poem. There's similar themes there, at least that's as far as I understand it.
I was gonna say, they do seem like they're connecting in some way.
It's presented in a different way, but it's still that concept of creating happiness through sacrificing yourself somehow to make other people happy. That's what I read from that poem. What the? Wait. Sayori? Oh my god. This is gonna be really long, isn't it? This is probably the size of a game in itself, but anyway. Another day passes in a flash, and it's already time for the next club meeting. Although Monika should have come up with a plan for today's club tasks, she hasn't been able to shake her guilt and anxiety after reading Sayori's poem. I'm so stupid. How did I let myself become the center of attention? Sayori is going through all these kinds of feelings and I'm letting her comfort me instead of the other way around. What kind of president does that? The whole time I didn't think to ask about her own feelings. So much for this stupid vision. Sayori enters the club room with her usual smile. But upon seeing this downcast Monika, her smile quickly fades into an expression of concern. Also, interesting use of words there. I want to make this club as great as it possibly can be. I want it to match with my vision. Quite a sick bit of twisted bit of humor there of being like, oh, you'll have a vision, all right. A third eye, if you will. This is why. Well, I'm getting ahead of myself here. I'll go into this maybe a little bit more when we've gone through the side stories. Monika, is everything okay? ... I'm really sorry. I'm such a terrible friend. Huh? What are you talking about? You're an amazing friend. Monika shakes her head. I made this all about myself. Even you said so yesterday. You told me that I'm trying to make the club that I need the most, right? But my problems are so trivial compared to yours. Sayori responds quietly. What are you talking about? But as she says that, her face darkens. Through her silence, Sayori mutters her realization. I left my folder here. Monika stares blankly ahead, unable to come up with a response. I wasn't ready to share those. Now you're worrying about me. I don't want that. But why? We're friends, right? Wordlessly, Sayori nods. Friends look out for each other. I want to be here for you as much as you're here for me. Another long moment passes in silence. The air is incredibly heavy. This is different. It wasn't just about you yesterday, it was about the club. Besides, things were so happy yesterday. You don't need to do this all of a sudden. I don't want it. I like happy. So, if you do this, then you're just being selfish. Monika massages her forehead, struggling through the frustration of such a paradox. It's understandable that Sayori isn't ready to share certain things. But as unfair as it is for Monika to pry, it's also painful for Monika to force herself to ignore the needs of her friend. I'm sorry I looked. I disrespected your privacy. No, I don't blame you for looking. You would have at least needed to check if it was mine. Yeah. Monika takes a deep breath. Okay. I understand that you don't want me to worry, and I think I'll be able to put this aside so that we can move on. But can you promise me something? Promise you what? Monika pauses to collect her thoughts. This is the Electrical Club. It's a place where people can express themselves in ways that life normally doesn't allow them to. That's the vision. In fact, it's our vision. Write the way into your heart or whatever. So I just want you to promise me that you'll remember that too. It doesn't have to be right now, but I want to be here for you when you need it. I want us to be ourselves like that. Sayori smiles gently. I'll promise if you promise. Unable to help it, Monika returns Sayori's smile. I promise. Me too. As the conversation closes, the mood of the room is lifted. With that behind them, it's time to proceed with the club activities. So, want to teach me about poetry? Huh? But what about your recruitment? It's fine, we have plenty of time for that. But right now, I feel like I want to do this. I mean, I do have to fulfill my the promise, you know? Yeah, there's no way I could say no to that. Just don't expect much. I do a lot of writing, but it's not like I'm a scholar or anything. That's fine. I think I just need, like, some motivation. I never know where to start when it comes to writing poems. Starting isn't so hard. You kind of just need to write it down your feelings and see where it takes you. Yeah, but that wouldn't come out any good. It's not supposed to. You're gonna have to fight your perfectionist mind on this one. You can just start by writing your feelings and see what kind of things it makes you think of. And then you can turn your feelings into a little story. You can get your feelings down first and then make it sound pretty later. It's not like building a railroad where you go from one end to the other. It's more like a collage where you find all the things you want to put in and then you arrange them in a pretty way. At least that's how I do it. It's not like it's the only way, but it's a really good way to not get stuck right at the beginning. I understand. Yeah, I always get caught up in how it sounds, and then I forget about what's actually important. Monika pulls out a pen and paper to start writing on. Stop being a perfectionist, you idiot. I'm just kidding. Monika scribbles out, you idiot, after she writes it down. No, keep it. What? Why? Are you calling me an idiot? Of course not. But the point is that you're not supposed to police your feelings, right? Be as dramatic as you want. Aha, but I was just... Well, yeah. Underneath the scribble, Monika rewrites, you idiot. She stares at the paper. Her words stare back at her. It's kind of funny how I wrote down what I'm mad at myself for, and then I did the exact same thing anyway. This is really going to take some getting used to. I believe in you. Thanks, I do too. Me, I mean. But also you, of course. Hehehe. Monika continues the exercise, jotting down her thoughts. It's surprisingly quite a struggle to write without overthinking it. But after a while, with Sayori's guidance and encouragement, Monika's sheet of paper begins to look fairly lively, peppered with all her random thoughts. Whew. Monika looks up and down at the sheet. Gosh, I feel so tense looking at this. I hate it. But it's also kind of liberating. I can tell how your heart's trying. It makes me happy. I think you'd be good at writing poems. Don't give me too much credit. I'll have to try really, really hard at it. But I think it's something that I'll enjoy doing with you. Sayori beams. I'll stop here, but we still have time. Let's try to work out a new flyer for the club. I won't be so picky about the language. Yay, let's do it. Monika and Sayori proceed with the work. With each passing day, the two of them become more confident in the club. Not simply from the recruitment planning, but from their vision as well. As their bond strengthens, so does the essence of the literature club. Finally, they begin to truly feel it's only a matter of time before they find more members. Another day passes. As usual, Monika is the first one out to the club room. With her is the printouts of the revised literature club flyer, complete with the all-new ideas Monika and Sayori came up with. If only this was the flyer we gave to the one... Damn it. If only this was the flyer we gave to that one reading girl the other day. It's so much more attractive than the old one. But the new catchphrase is featured clearly in the center of the flyer. Write the way into your heart. Surely common sense would say that one writes from the heart, not into the heart. But the message being delivered is that one that can use writing to discover themselves. Hopefully Monika and Sayori had thought that would be enough to garner some curiosity from students. Why do I feel so tense looking at this? Monika thinks back to the previous meeting when she performed the writing exercise. Was I always this bad at expressing myself? How am I supposed to be the president if I can't demonstrate what the club is supposed to be about? The literature club is truly beginning to take form. But with that, the weight of Monika's shoulders only becomes heavier. The Debate Club was always about rigid structure, formulating airtight points and counterpoints and delivering them with conviction. It was about the person on the outside. That's why Monika was so good at it. It existed entirely within the realm of comfort. It's suffocating. I need to break through this mental wall. I need to learn to express myself for real. Monika pulls out a sheet of paper and grabs a pen. She presses the tip of the pen firmly against the paper. But her hand doesn't move. Instead, the tiny blot of ink collects around the tip of her pen. So she was speaking from experience before then. Monika lifts her pen and stares at the little blotch. For some reason, she feels compelled to run her finger across it. As she does so, the black ink smears across the paper, ruining Monika's canvas. Ugh. Out of spite for herself, Monika presses her pen down once again, letting the ink collect. She creates a second smear on the paper. Come on, Monika. Just move your hand. Monika writes. This is what I get for seeking perfection. A stain. Monika slides the paper away from her and puts her head down on the desk. The air conditioner seems louder today. I'm here. Hi. Monika hears Sayori approach her desk, then stop for a second, probably reading the piece of paper. Then she sits down in an adjacent desk. Bad day? Mm-hmm. Me too. You too? The new flyer looks so good. You've been working so hard on the club, but also something else, I think. I can't do it. I'm sorry. It's so hard to just be vulnerable. Sayori takes the sheet of paper from Monika's desk. She writes something down and stares at it for a while. Can I trust you? Of course. You can trust me with anything. Sayori gazes at Monika with sadness in her eyes. Understanding the signal, Monika takes the paper from Sayori's desk and reads it. Yep. I had a feeling it would say something like that.
Oh. Oh shit.
I had a feeling it would say something like that.
Is there a reason though?
This is the thing. We know Sayori suffers from depression problems, but the game still hasn't given us a reason.
Mm-hmm.
All we really know is she just kind of has this kind of sacrificial lamb complex of like, someone's personal problems can like feel so, what's the word? Sometimes people's problems can feel like an unmovable wall that just stops them from just going any further. And at that point, it becomes a case of, do you go through the blood, sweat, and tears of trying to go through that? Do you just give up on everything? Or do you find something that's easier to do? And I suppose from a psychology perspective, sometimes it can feel easier to help other people than to help yourself. Which is where the whole sacrificial lamb complex can come from. If I can make other people happy, it's not solving your problems, but it's almost like a kind of second-hand happy, I suppose.
Yeah, I can see that.
It would be nice for us to get some more context of why she feels that way, but I don't know if the game's ever going to tell us. There's a possibility it might not, but we might get lucky. We might.
It could also, because there's more to the side story stuff, and there's still more things we don't know about yet.
Because as I say, the thing with mental health is, it's still a relatively new thing. I mean, it's not a relatively new problem, but our understanding of it is relatively new compared to a lot of health issues with human beings. And that's kind of reflected sometimes, I suppose, in the way we approach everything. Anywho. This is really, really hard for me. Her voice shakes. So if I can do it, then you can too. Because you're like a million times better than me. That's completely not true. Sayori takes a deep breath, trying to steady herself. I wasn't going to say this till later, but I wasn't going to say this till later, but I'm going to say this now. Because this is more of my theory crafting in my head. Based on what I'm learning with the characters. Between the four main characters, probably Sayori and Monika are the closest. I don't know if that has any relation to when you delete Monika's file, Sayori then gets her powers and freaks the fuck out. I don't know if it has anything to do with that. But what I do know is when Monika gets... we're just going to call it the third eye. When Monika gets the third eye, and she starts hacking everything, she goes for Sayori first. And I think the reason she goes for Sayori first is because Sayori is probably the most likely person to, probably do one of two things. Either try to stop her, because she would figure out, probably, I suppose, before anyone else what was going on, or to freak out. Which Monika's kind of half right about, because again, if you delete her file and Sayori gets her powers, she freaks out and just destroys everything. You don't see the freak out, but you do see the aftermath.
Yeah.
But this is what I'm gathering from all this.
Yeah, you could see that right at the beginning of the game. That quickly, if you do it too early.
That's something about me that I've never told anyone before. Even now, my head is like screaming at me to stop. Wait, you don't have to force yourself. I mean, it's just because of the promise yesterday. I want to. It just feels right. I mean, maybe it's part of the reason I came to this club in the first place. This is the literature club. I trust you. More than I'm scared. At those words, Monika stands up. Sayori must have taken days to work up the courage for this. Were Monika's own futile but genuine efforts actually the push that Sayori needed? Sayori's deliberate breaths can be heard all over the air. Sayori's deliberate breaths can be heard over the air conditioner. As she prepares herself to continue, Monika waits in gentle silence. I have this problem where I get really upset when people worry too much about me. I can't control it. It's like, why waste your energy worrying about me when you can just be happy instead? So I never tell anyone about these kinds of thoughts that I have. Well, we still don't have a reason. But I know that feel. Anyway. It's so much easier to just smile and help everyone else be happy. But that's terrible. That's what Monika wants to say, but she stops herself in fear of saying the wrong thing. It's just that if everyone knew about it, they wouldn't treat me the same anymore. Like, whenever I'm not smiling, everyone would worry about me and ask me what's wrong. Dude, what the hell?
What happened?
Whew! That took me by surprise. Let's just say I felt that one.
What she said and all. You gonna be AKATheSKay?
That was really unexpected. Damn. I don't know why that one really hit a chord on me then. I don't know if that's more I don't know if that's more I know that feel bro or that's me being an empathetic simp, I don't know. Anyway. Sorry pauses, seeming to recall something in the past. I just want everyone to be happy. That's the most important thing to me. And letting people look inside my head doesn't bring happiness to anyone. Sayori pauses again, her solemn expression making her look almost like an entirely different person. How did you find the courage to tell me this? You're not worried that I'll become one of those people too? I am worried. Part of me really hates myself for doing this. But another part of me, I think, just felt like it would be different this time. Whenever we talk about what the club is supposed to mean, I keep feeling like it was right for me to do. Especially after you've been trying so hard to express yourself too. It just made me feel like I could say it in confidence and our friendship doesn't have to change. It's so silly, the club is only 2 people, but it already means this much to me. Monika feels a tightening sensation in her heart, a feeling the connection of Sayori's emotions radiate between them. Me too. I was so lost until you showed up. You're so brave, Sayori. You're so strong and brave. I don't even compare. Monika steps forward, but if nothing else, I can at least offer you some hug energy, if you'd like. Oh hey, new art. Wordlessly and without a smile, Sayori rests her forehead on Monika's shoulder. Through their contract, Monika can almost feel the torrent of thoughts swimming in Sayori's head. And in this moment, enchanted by the air of the club, Monika realizes that of all the days that have passed, this is the one where she really, really hopes that nobody new walks through the door. She speaks softly. You're like the sweetest girl I've ever met. You can say anything, I'll never judge you, I promise. Sayori's breath begins to quiver. She takes several deep breaths, trying as hard as she can to start speaking, to say the things she never once dared to say out loud. Finally, she speaks in a choked voice. I'm so worthless. I'm worthless and everyone will be better off without me. She suppresses a sob as a tear falls down her cheek. I'm just an inconvenience to everyone. I'm not good at anything and it just feels like everyone just has to put up with me and I hate it. The more Sayori speaks, the more she fails to control her voice, falling victim to the overwhelming sadness clutching at her throat and chest. I don't want to have these thoughts. I want to go away and now I'm making you put up with me. I just want to die. As soon as Sayori loses her composure, Monika becomes determined to keep her own. She only wants to be what Sayori needs right now. So she won't let any sadness show. Her voice comes through as soft and gentle. This isn't putting up with you. It's just being your friend. Monika offers a few words of comfort. But you know, Sayori said it herself, that the thoughts Sayori experiences are ones that don't belong. Monika can't magically make them go away. The most you can do is help Sayori battle them, like any good friend would do. You have so much value. To me, and your other friends too. This club wouldn't have been the same without you. I really, really mean that. You coming here was the best thing you could have happened. Even if we never got any other members, I would still be happy. That's why what brought you here. You brought us a vision, and you also brought happiness. And that's your favourite thing to do, right? Sayori doesn't respond, but Monika feels her gently nod. No more words are needed between them. The two share their embrace for a while longer, Monika letting Sayori take as much time as she needs. Once her breathing steadies and her sniffles fully cease, Sayori lifts her head and wipes her eyes. I guess I needed that. Some days are harder than others. When I'm here whenever you need me. But any other time I'll make sure that things are the way they usually are. If that's what makes you happy. Thanks. You're the best. No, you are. The two exchange smiles. You know, I'm sorry to bring this up all of a sudden, but have you considered talking to a professional? Sayori nods. It's scary, since it's already so hard to tell people. Yeah. Well, of course, it will always be your choice, but if you're ever looking to find the courage to do it, I can do my best to help you. Thanks. I think it helps knowing that you would. Sayori suddenly yawns and stretches. Wow, that made me tired. And hungry. Well, it won't make you do any more... Well, I won't make you do any more work today if you're not up for it. No, I want to. I mean, I can say that it's definitely one thing that makes me happy. Monika smiles. But I want to make... But I might want to get a snack first. All of a sudden, the sound of a door causes the two of them to turn their heads. The door opens halfway, then stops. A face peeks inside. A face that seems familiar. End of the chapter? Yeah. Stupid Sayori. We know manipulative sads. Do I have anything else to add to what we just saw? I can't think of anything at the moment. We really don't know anything else about Sayori. It just doesn't really teach us anything else about her. It just kind of goes over old ground, really, of those thoughts we've come across before. They've talked about feeling useless and everything. It is all sickly, wholesome and cute, though, pretty much as predicted. It just randomly throws in the mental health stuff in there sometimes as well, I guess. Well, that was a feels trip. And if you want more where that came from, you know where to hang out, don't you? That's all for now, but there'll be more very soon. This was Skay. with a ducky also tagging along, and I'll see you next time. Bye.